Meet Rocky.
Rocky is a cavoodle. He's just turned 1.
Romy, he's 2.
Romy is TB, it's Tibetan Spaniel.
And Fleur, who's nearly 3.
She's a Norwich Terrier and they were Aussies.
Right.
Little Suki Lala softie.
And their mums. All smiles and wagging tails now, but this is not a story about cute dogs.
It was clear that he was not right.
Because in the space of just a few weeks, all 3 of these little fluff balls have got sick, really sick, on drugs.
What she had was methamphetamine, amphetamine and MDMA. So that's the street drugs test, and she tested positive for 3 of the 6.
It doesn't take much, unfortunately, to lead to toxicosis.
They all live around Auckland's Central City Myers Park, an oasis the council calls it, which it is by day. By night, not so much. Making morning walks hazardous.
The suspicion is that it was human vomit, but dogs are quite gross. They're not very discriminating in what they eat.
Yes, she looks like she's on a drug high, and you can imagine when you're so little, serious drugs cause serious effects.
He started to behave like really weirdly. He was just sitting, can't focus on anything, not moving at all. We ended up in emergency and Roman spent time in the hospital.
Luckily, they were all diagnosed quickly.
They said this looks like a meth poisoning.
Methamphetamine is a stimulant, and so it leads to stimulation of the brain and the heart, and so that can lead to signs like tremoring and seizures, a hyperactivity, a high body temperature, and that can then lead to a chain of events in the internal organs. So when we treat them, although there isn't a specific antidote, we're aiming the treatment at reversing all that and sedating the animal and reducing the seizure activity and muscle tremors until the effects wear off.
Untreated, it would likely have been fatal, so yes, they're worried their dogs could have died, but it's more than that.
I take from that meth is so endemic in the community that it's now an environmental risk, that it's rubbish. That was quite shocking. First time, one-off, you think it's just an isolated incident and a freak occurrence, and you go, well, that's just terribly bad luck. But when it happened again and again, you start to feel that it's a bigger risk than you might have imagined.
It's concerning their local MP too. Meth dogs a symptom of a wider issue.
It's complicated, hey, because we're not going to be able to stop people from vomiting when they consume substances to excess, whether they are alcohol or otherwise. But I think if we're to look at the broader picture of the issue when it comes to meth harm and potential public exposure to that, of course it makes sense for us to investigate those foundational laws which are currently perpetuating far more harm than good.
They're the closest ones to the ground. They're going to tell you what's in the environment, and it's not sending a great message.
The dogs have all recovered.
Yeah, he's much better, but I think his parents will have PTSD.
Not their owners though.
Yeah.